What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? That's right. Always the goal. Always the goal. Shout out Bobashev's right. Not Colcado, no. Sold on that one. Sold on that one for sure. I got you, Shane. What's up? What's up? Red Sox creeping on the Rays. Yeah, I know. Just wait until Wander and Bilal get back. We'll be good. Yeah, I don't know if the Rays are winning today. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're gonna bet the Rays anytime in the series, I would probably say tomorrow is your best shot, even though it's Nestor. But I mean, we got Shane on the mound. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's everybody liking today? I need to see it. Definitely need to see it for sure. Is Yurfie a good play for this first game? Trent bet it, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know about that one. Like the Rays on the +1.5. Yeah, I know Krabs was kind of saying the same thing. When we lose, though, especially in New York to the Yankees, we get killed. So, I mean, I'm not taking that. Pirates moneyline game 1. Yeah, I mean, the Pirates, yeah, just fade whoever wins the first game, honestly. Red Sox -1.5. Honestly, that should be pretty safe. I think they roll today. Marlins, Astros, Correa, Jazz. There probably should be runs in the Astros game. I'm not going to lie to you. Mush, what's good? 9 straight on the run line in New York, yeah. Squares are grubbing today. It's got to end at some point. It really has to end at some point. Coins are coming home today. It's facts. 100% facts. Love the Twins again. I'm just so impartial to that game, honestly. I don't know what's up with that. Nets. Yeah, I mean, I'm all in on fading the Brewers. That line kind of seems a little short, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Guards and Phillies run line. I mean, if you're going to take a run line in any game, the Red Sox or the Guardians game. Cahoon, yeah, rip. It's on me. Feel bad about that one. Cubs over. I mean, wind's blowing out in Wrigley. Set at 10.5 for a reason, so I can't be mad at it. Where are the White Sox at? That White Sox line it's getting steamed a little bit, but it's really weird that it opened that short. Missed a big announcement? No, not yet. Yeah, facts. Seager has been slipping. He has not been good recently. Yeah, I kind of love Drury today too. He's the GOAT, bro. I don't know, like I didn't feel great about it yesterday just because he was facing a righty, but I still took it. I just didn't give it out. But yeah, he's facing a righty today too, but I don't mind it. If you're fading Ollie, you're just going to be down coin by the end of the night. Like, I'm sorry. Early thoughts on this Cardinals Pirates game? I mean, I like the Pirates to take one of these games, but if they're going to take one, it's probably going to be a Brubaker on the mountain, but who knows at this point with this team. Lineup still not out for the Pirates. Yeah, it's a little strange. Definitely a little strange. It is very interesting that Brendan Donovan is leading off, and he just got listed for runs and RBI. The kind of stand-in for Tommy Edman, so I don't hate that. I'll probably slip that in a little early entry, to be honest. We almost have to take the Kirk prop today. I'll be taking it, that's for sure. Definitely will be taking Kirk today. Like, you have to. I mean, it's actually like not a bad prop that's up there either. We were talking about it a little last night. I mean, I hate that it's not total bases, but at the same time, Jordan Lyles on the mound, so he walks a lot of guys. Alejandro Kirk honestly walks a lot too. I think he walked in like 5 of his last 8 or something. So I mean, it's not a bad buffer to have realistically. Are they losing 10-1 again? I don't know. I kind of have a weird feeling about that game. I mean, I think there's going to be runs either way because I don't like Jordan Lyles is not going to go out there and shove. But I mean, they might have a shot. They're also minus 215 for a reason. Gosh, and Shelly. Definitely telling that soccer one that you put out. I think there's a taco on Harry Kane, though. I think that was one of them. Over 1.5 hits in Pirates Cubs or Cards. Trent took the Urfi, so it's going to be 0-0. No hits through like 5, so most likely. The soccer capper. No, I watch soccer a lot. I just don't give out picks on it. But I mean, I play it all the time. Goldschmidt nuke first inning. That'll be fire. Rays plus 1.5. It's weird. I want to do it. I want to do it so bad, but I can't.
You hear me, big man?
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go. My bad for being late. Looking at some, trying to move out, find a bigger place. Me and my roommates, so I don't have to do the show in my kitchen. So we're talking with some people before making moves. But how we doing, bro?
Doing pretty good. So lots of like today. Lots to talk about.
Dane Dunning, he pitches today. What more could we ask for?
Exactly.
He's out here. Chad, how we doing? How about that KBO play this morning, gents? How about it? How about it? 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, ready to roll. As a great would once say, with the voice crack, holy smokes. Ready to roll, ready to roll, ready to roll. Stu Feiner, the GOAT. KT Wiz, they came through for the boys. 1-run win, never in doubt. Never in doubt. Juicy slate today. KT Wiz, we're a lock. Let's go, Lauren. Dane Dunning, you already know the drill. I'm fucking stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. Better than coffee. Better than coffee.
Yeah.
You texted me at the late hours of last night while we were both labbing about a prize picks that you liked. I mean, that's already locked in. I don't know if you want to tell that or not, but it's been locked in for me for a unit. It's in there.
Yeah, I mean, I have a locked in. I'll go over them in detail at some point, but
okay. Yeah. Well, we got an absolute 2-piece hold the fry that we're locking in on prize picks today, and we do have some big news. But I want to wait for more people to hop on. I said we have some big news from me and Javon. You're getting it today. Super stoked. What else? So there's some talks about the Orioles moving out of Baltimore. I don't buy it. So there's some beef between the two brothers, the Angelos brothers, who own the team. I guess they took over the team from their father, who passed away. One of them is in control. The other one is like suing, saying that like he was wrongfully like taken out of control of the team or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And he's the one that wants to move the team to Nashville. And the guy who owns the team pretty much came out and said, there's no chance we're leaving Baltimore. My family's from here, grew up here. We're not leaving. So I'm done hearing that narrative. As bad as the Orioles are and as small of a market it is, Camden Yards is an unbelievable, underrated park in baseball. It's a staple. If you guys haven't been there, definitely go check it out. That's a great spot.
Yeah, I definitely want to
go check out Camden Yards. The Orioles aren't going anywhere. I'm down for them to put a team in Nashville. That'd be sick, but not the Orioles.
Yeah, there's no chance.
No chance. We have a cool show today. We're going to do a little segment called Start Bench Trade, where we have a couple guys and we're going to decide, who we want to keep, who we want to start, who we want to get rid of. And we got Taylor Mathis coming on, talk some NFL. She is a Cowboys fan, which is unfortunate. I found that out this morning, but we'll be talking about that a little bit. And I'll be talking about how we're going to sweep the Cowboys this year. Easy. Super stoked to have her on, though. Pick her brain. She said she got some MLB futures out. She's got some NFL futures. So definitely going to talk those for sure. And there's some MLB bets today that I absolutely love. Absolutely love. Javon, any baseball bets that caught your eye today before we really dive in?
Well,
what about this Pirates game?
Yeah, so I do want to talk about that a little bit. I mentioned it a little bit before you came in, but I see a lot of people asking for props in this early game. I'm going to just be playing this Brendan Donovan runs an RBI just because he is in the leadoff spot. Edmonds not playing. And this just happened to pop up a little before the stream started. So those usually pretty much always smack, and he's in a good spot. I like Brubaker, but I don't trust him to completely shut down this lineup. Somebody said, don't tell me you're a Bucs fan. Of course I'm a Bucs fan. Suffered through Jameis Winston for years. Now we're going to get our second ring.
You earned it.
Yeah, I did. Jameis Winston, Mike Glennon, Josh McCown. Yeah, earned it. But
I don't want to talk. I don't even want to hear you complain about quarterbacks, bro. Straight up.
I know. Like now I can. But I mean, don't want to hear it. 3 years ago, we were in the same boat.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had Taylor Heineke as our starting quarterback for 2 years. Love the guy to death, but come on.
Yeah. It's all right though. But yeah, I just placed it. I'll be pairing this Brendan Donovan runs an RBI just with the Harry Kane taco. So that's just what I'm doing. I don't want to force another one in this game. A lot of people like Goldie total bases, which I don't hate either, but I'm just going to keep it pretty simple and just go with those two.
Sure. Love it. Got to utilize those tacos they're giving out, bro. It's Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
100%.
Okay. Well, if the people wanted a side in this game, I'm debating on taking the Pirates. I don't know if I want to take them plus 1.5 or money line, but I'm looking for a way to play them currently. I really like the Pirates. This is a doubleheader. The Pirates haven't won in about 82 years. I'm looking to play the Pirates early, and if they lose game 1, looking to play them potentially game 2. They got to get a win today. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. It's been like 2 weeks. They got to get a win today. I don't know if it's game 1 or game 2. I'm going to go game 1, Pirates. What are you thinking here with plus 1.5 or money line? I mean, the total's so freaking high and it's increasing. What's going on with that? Like, do I just take the ML because they're either going to win or they're going to lose by 4? Like, what are we thinking here? I mean, the Cardinals bullpen is better than the Pirates bullpen. That's for sure. Although I think the Pirates have the best reliever in their closer, but he's their closer. He might not even pitch today. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly unsure what to do. I need to see this Pirates lineup because I don't think I'm still not seeing it as up. It might have, been released like on Twitter or something, but it's not up on like ESPN or the lineup site. So that's interesting to me. I'd probably wait on that just because, just like we see with the Cardinals lineup with Edmund being out of the lineup, something like that could happen. That could throw it off. But as far as just overall read on the game, I think if the Pirates are going to steal a game, it's probably going to be this one, especially being that Edman is out for this game. But I honestly, I don't want to play anything in this game. I really don't. Just because I don't trust the Cardinals offense enough, like either way, because they're just so inconsistent. They've been terrible recently. Like I honestly thought after the Rays series that it was just the Rays pitching being really good, which it was, but they just can't stack runs together.
Which it was.
Wait, yeah, it was. Our pitching was great, but at the same time, like the Cardinals, like they've been a little better these last couple games, but I still can't trust them because they've been facing terrible pitching. And Brubaker, while he hasn't been the greatest, like he's got better stuff than a lot of these pitchers that they faced, other than maybe Ashcraft in the last couple games. But
people sleep on Ashcraft. Pretty good.
Ashcraft's good. Once he figures out how to get that put away pitch, like he's going to be dangerous. He really is.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Trying to send this fucking link to Taylor while I'm talking. Okay, I think I'm gonna play the Pirates, ML, and not fuck around and take the spread because they're either gonna win or lose by 3. Let's not kid ourselves here. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your Rays facing the Yanks. Huge series. I'd love to hear you break down that series real quick. What do you think of today? I know tomorrow we love the matchup for the Rays, but is there a +1.5 angle here with how low that total is? What do you think?
I think it's been a little back and forth for me, the way that I've looked at it. Like, yes, there is definitely a 1.5 angle with that total moving down. Like initially, kind of my thought is that they have, the Rays, they usually get hit pretty well.
Right.
Break it down while this is going off. But what are your thoughts?
I didn't even know people still had landlines. That's incredible. What a throwback. Yeah, no, I like Kluber in the spot. I was shocked to see +1.5 here at -110 with a total set at 7.5 or 8. That's ridiculous. They're telling us that this game's going to be low scoring. They're telling us this is going to be a pitcher's duel. And they're giving us -110. They're giving us, normal odds on a +1.5, and this game's probably going to be a 1-run game either way. Give me the Rays. Give me Kluber. Garrett Cole hasn't shown me shit.
Yeah,
I like
honestly, Kluber hasn't shown me anything either. I know his numbers are not terrible, but from watching the guy, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the control. He doesn't have the command of especially his breaking balls. Garrett Cole is going to dice through our lineup. Like he really is. I think at the same time, those Randy and Marco props that we were talking about, the hitter fantasy score being at 4.5, that's really disrespectful.
That's ridiculous.
After we see the lineups and everything, especially if Margot is leading off and even Randy hitting 2-3 behind him, I'll probably be on both of those just because those guys are hitting the ball really well recently. But 4.5 is super low. But the Rays, yeah, like somebody just said, if Cole has his command today, like the Rays are not going to touch him. And Corey Kluber, he's probably going to get touched up a bit. Like with that total being so low, I think that, he can be a little better than he's been. But
has he been pretty buns recently?
He hasn't been bad numbers wise, but just from watching the guy, he's like what everybody thinks of Cal Quantrill. Like he just finds a way a lot of the time. He's not been very good. But yeah, I think the Rays, just from watching them, like I was saying a little earlier, when we lose in New York, we get murdered. We get absolutely slaughtered, especially the first game if we come in and lose. So that's what worries me a little bit. But I mean, I do have a little hope for the 1.5 with the total being so low. So I'm probably not touching a side. And for Wednesday, it's not like I love the matchup per se, but I just think that if we have to like steal a game in the series, I think it's going to have to be that one, which seems incredible to say with Nestor on the mound, but it's tough.
I almost like, the more I think about it, I almost like today's matchup better because it's Dusty Geese ball, fucking Kluber going against Garrett Cole, who everyone thinks is better than he's actually been pitching. Tomorrow, McClanahan has been lights out, locked in. Nestor's coming off his first bad start of the year. He could bounce back. And that's coming from me. I fucking hate Nestor Cortez. He's cost me so much money this year. That's coming from me. I'm also seeing an article. I'm reading through some shit on Action Network. MLB favorites are crushing it on Tuesdays. So hope the public's hungry because I guess you guys are eating again today. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Did you hear the joke?
I have to say first, I see once again so many people on the G-Man Choi total bases.
Yeah, what's up with that? What are we doing?
Well, like he has fantastic numbers against Garrett Cole, which I get.
Okay.
But the fact that he's pretty rarely listed for total bases and just for props in general. And he's put on once again for the 0.5 total bases against Garrett Cole, which they know his numbers just as well as we do. So I'm just saying it's not going to be as easy as a lot of people think. I will not be touching it, but it's weird.
I don't really think that any over offensive prize pick should be touched when the total's set at 7.5, just in general. You better really like it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I like to lock in my bets and see what unders and overs I like and see where lines are at before I even dig into prize picks. And if I'm seeing a total set at 7.5, I probably wouldn't want to be locking in many overs in that game. That's straight up. Okay. I might look to play them plus 1.5, the Rays. I just think it's going to be a one-run game either way. I think it's going to be an absolute battle. But I'm with you. I mean, you know your Rays better than me. You said that if you guys lose, it's usually big. Or you guys win. I mean, maybe that's due for some negative regression.
You know what is a little weird? I'm seeing the same thing that I'm seeing or that I saw in that Pirates-Dodgers game now. That one where the money line was moving one way, but all the spreads on the Rays side are moving the other way. I just looked at that and they're moving back a little bit.
Huh.
Interesting.
And what happened? Why don't you tell the people what happened in that game? Or
it was the Pirates-Dodgers, the one they swept them. So
thank you. I needed that reminder.
Yeah, they did win pretty easy. So I mean, there's hope. But yeah, these are definitely interesting. I want to see how it moves throughout the day.
Dude, why are you betting on an 0-6 pitcher? That's exactly why you should be betting on him. Yes, I'm locking it in. Did you hear the Joe Madden story from last week before he got fired?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I don't know if I'm sure most of you guys have heard it, but if not, I'm going to give it a rundown. So before Joe Madden got fired, he got a mohawk. Which, I mean, he's like a 70-year-old dude. Like, he's an old-ass man. I'd be like your fucking grandpa going to get a mohawk. Walking into the clubhouse. The players never got to see that mohawk because Joe Madden was fired that morning. So the dude's walking around today, jobless and with the mohawk. Pretty tough week for my man, Joe Madden. Prayers up for my dude. Do you think this really tarnishes his legacy when people are already kind of borderline about his Hall of Fame career, saying he might be a Hall of Fame manager, he might not be? Do you think this is kind of the nail in the coffin? Because I really don't think it helps. I think he needs to get another job and needs to take a team far.
I think the nail in the coffin is going to be what the Angels do the rest of the year. Because if they come back and they're the same team with all the weapons they have offensively, if their pitching continues to be what their pitching is, I don't see how it's really his fault. Obviously, I'm a little biased because Joe Madden was really the first guy to bring the Rays to prominence. But I think if the Angels come back and they rebound and they have a really strong end of the year, maybe even sniff contending for the pennant or getting a playoff series win, I think that's going to really hurt him in terms of that. But I mean, if the Angels it's kind of like a Girardi situation. Like if it turns out that he's not the issue and the overall team continues to perform the same, I think it's not really going to affect too much.
Okay. Trent's asking if Jazz Chisholm is a full send today.
Jazz Chisholm? What is he at? I can't say. Like, I've seen a lot of people DM me about Jazz Chisholm today. Surprisingly.
Pretty trendy. That's not really surprising.
He is. I think it's a pretty good look with F1 on the mound. I don't know if I would say it's definitely far from my favorites on the board, but I don't think it's a terrible look. I mean, fantasy score at 7.5 for Jazz Chisholm lately has been a wagon no matter what, so I don't hate it.
Okay. I definitely wouldn't be touching that just because he's been a little trendy and pretty hot. But that's just me. Trent, you've been way hotter than me recently, dude. So keep it up. Sharp as attack. Dude's full. Trent's getting the fucking beer belly again because he's been eating all these fucking bets so much. I want you to give. I know we were talking about your little run line theory and your model that you're keeping track of. Can you give the people a little rundown of what's going on? And then I kind of want to transition into what we're about to announce.
Yeah. So, I mean, I try to track run line models in terms of like value maximization. So it's not a model in terms of it being predictive. It just covers trends. So what I like to do is it covers how a team performs against the run line in a certain outcome. So if they win, how much do they win by? Or if they lose, how much do they lose by? So for an example, I updated the numbers today, and it turns out the Texas Rangers are the most profitable team on the run line when they win. So they're sitting at 90%. I think it's 26 out of 29 or something similar. So if we like them in a spot, I will take their run line as well. Or even if I like them as an underdog, same thing. I'll take that. So I look at it in terms of how can you best like maximize the value of if you like a side. Like the A's are the same way. If you like the spot for the A's, you think they're going to win, take them -1.5 because they're also one of those teams that's really good against the run line. And that's how you get a lot of value on underdogs as well. I've been preaching this for a while in the spaces and the shows and whatever. Don't be afraid to take alternate lines because that's where a lot of the value is. Very few games in the MLB are decided by one run, and a lot of it are honestly by the similar teams. Like the Rays are terrible at covering the run line, so I will always feel comfortable taking an underdog +1.5 against them. Not that I really bet against the Rays, but they're just a team that I'm using as an example. But I kind of track this throughout the season and update them a couple days at a time just to see who is covering these run lines, not just the 1.5, but 2.5, 3.5, whatever gets you value, who covers them the most in specific outcomes. And then we'll talk about in a second how you can kind of be a part of that and how I'll be sharing that information.
Yeah. So me and Javon were kind of trying to figure out, how we can engage with you guys a little bit more, other than just, answering, questions in the comments here. So we partnered up with Chalkboard to make a group chat with you guys in it. It's kind of like a Discord, right? Like a little group chat type thing, where you guys can ask us questions. We could put in some bets in there when we lock them in, so you can get the early bets. And you'll be able to, you'll be able to ask us some questions, right, about the games and track, Javon's model like he was just talking about. So we're going to drop the link in here now. Javon, I don't know if you have it handy, but yeah, I can find it too. If you want to just drop that in chat, that'd be great. Yeah. So people can start joining. But super, super stoked. It's pretty much just going to allow, you guys to ask us more questions and have more conversations about, baseball and other games as well. So really, really excited to get this going. It's open now. Oh, yeah. So
can do links in chat. I forgot about that. But we'll post
you can't put links in chat? Okay. Well, we'll tweet it. We'll tweet it today.
No model though, Cam. It's not a model. It's just tracking trends. I'm not going corporate model.
He's going model on us, bro. Gosh. I went corporate and Javon went model, huh? Yep. Speaking of corporate, let me read off my little spiel. Follow the game day at the game day on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Great follow. They have some good content on there, some interesting stuff. And also go check out thegameday.com and see, what risk-free bets or deposit matches you can get on your sports books, in your state. It'll tell you, a breakdown of state by state and help you get some free money if you're trying to open up an account in a sports book. So check that out, thegameday.com or at thegameday on social media. Give them a follow. But Javon, by the way, guys, I locked in Pirates ML. They're in. So if anybody wants to ride with me on that, come aboard. We got plenty of room on the pirate ship. Pretty much me and Johnny Depp just sitting there. I don't think anyone else is on there. I'll take my guy Johnny though. What else do we have going on today? We got Alejandro Kirk on Prize Picks. How about them apples? We did it. We fucking did it. Let's go. We got him. Super stoked. Haven't seen. I mean, Javon, you know better than me, but this dude's never on Prize Picks, correct?
No, I haven't seen him at all.
Now, are they giving us a freebie against the Orioles, or are they trying to steal all my money with this one? Because I know it's hits plus walks. And you were talking about how this dude does have a bunch of walks against his pitcher going today. What are you thinking about this prop? So if you guys aren't familiar, we're big fans of Alejandro Kirk. I mean, if you guys haven't seen this dude play baseball, go and give him a Google search. He's one of the most entertaining dudes to watch, just running around the bases. He's awesome. We got him. We were bitching about how he's never on Prize Picks, and next thing we know, he's on Prize Picks. So he's up there for over 1.5 hits plus walks, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I was talking about it. I was talking about it a little bit before you came in here because somebody mentioned it in the chat. But yeah, I don't like the hits plus walks category, but there's certain spots where it makes sense to take it. Obviously, like I'm a little more inclined to take this one just because it's Alejandro Kirk being on for the first time. But I mean, Jordan Lyles does walk a lot of guys, and like I mentioned earlier, Kirk he's walked in 5 of 8. 5 of 8, 5 of 9. So I mean, he definitely walks a good bit, so it's not a bad look, honestly. So he's hit that at about, it looks like the same rate as the 1.5 total bases. So I mean, it's not a bad look at all.
I would love to see Prize Picks add his over 1.5 total bases. You hear that, Prize Picks? I would love to hear you add 1.5 total bases. I'd rather play that.
They've been pretty smart about total bases.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have.
They're stingy. They're stingy with who they want to put up for those.
Right. We might have to just take it just out of respect, honestly. Like, I feel like if we don't take Alejandro Kirk the first time he's up there, that's just bad vibes.
Yeah. I mean, it's more than just kind of like a respect play. Like, he's legitimately one of the better hitters in the league right now. And he walks
literally 315. He's sitting like 315. Get this man to the freaking All-Star game. Seriously, it's not even a joke at this point. Like, the dude's actually playing unbelievable. He's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's insane. Yeah, let me know. I see my guy Billy the Kid is riding the Pirates with me. Let me know if anyone else is taking the Pirates. Very, very curious. Let's see if they can pull out a win and see if my guy Brubaker can get his first win of the season today. I think he will. We'll have to see. It's been a while. He's been pitching too good recently, or too average, as I should say. He's been pitching too average to not have a win under his belt. Long overdue. Gosh, College World Series coming up this weekend. So I was watching the games last night. UConn got smashed, and then Auburn pulled it out, correct?
Yep.
So I said one of the two upsets was going to win. I like UConn better just based off the value, but one of the two upsets occurred. We saw Auburn win. They took it. They had nuns in the dugout last night. I guess they were praying, and it worked. Never seen that before. It was like Sister Jean, but there was like 6 of them, and they were like locked in prayer. It was pretty weird. Curious to see, who you're thinking is going to win the College World Series. I mean, we saw Virginia Tech, Tennessee, Miami, like a bunch of these teams in the top 10 didn't make it out of Super Regionals. So where's your head at? Cam says Stanford. What are we thinking? Lauren likes Auburn. Is there a team that catches your eye? I could see Notre Dame staying hot. They just knocked off the best team in the country. Maybe they finish the job.
This is honestly one of the most balanced fields that I've seen in a while out of the College World Series. I think, honestly, if I had to lean aside, I would probably say the winner of Notre Dame, Texas, even though it's like double elimination. So it's not like the winner of that game exactly advances. But both of those teams are super dangerous right now. And yes, I get Auburn is really dangerous. Both teams in Arkansas, Stanford, whoever comes out of that could get super hot.
Yep.
Same with Oklahoma. Who's going to stop them? I don't really know. This is just a ridiculous field. Honestly, it's pretty balanced. So I really could see any team coming out. I'd probably go with either Notre Dame or Texas, whoever wins that game.
Okay. Damn, Lauren's about to be bricked. She likes Arkansas. But Texas, I mean, I don't know why people are bringing up the Hokies in here. We're done with them. We're done talking about them. What a joke. But yeah, no, I could see. I'm gonna roll with the Irish. I'm a closet Notre Dame fan growing up. I'm gonna root for the Irish. They just knocked off the best team people are talking about, maybe the best team ever in the history of college baseball. So I'm gonna ride the hot hand and go with the Irish. I hope they have some luck on their side.
Yeah.
We'll have to see though. Okay. You want to do start bench trade? Did you come up with a couple options, or what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I do have a couple interesting ones.
Okay.
The
And
one
then
that
while we do this chat, you'll see how this plays out. But give us a couple options if you guys craft some up, and I'll ask Javon or whatever. We can do some from the chat. We'll pick some out. But go ahead, my man.
Yeah, so the first one that I thought was pretty interesting, I went with Jose Ramirez, Rafi Devers, and Manny Machado.
Oof. Damn, that is a fire one. The hot corner.
Yeah.
Golly. I'm gonna start Jose Ramirez. That dude I still think he's underrated. I think he's a top 5 player in baseball. He's a 5-tool player. Would I prefer Devers at the plate? Maybe a little bit, especially right now. He's maybe the hottest hitter in baseball. Probably, but I like Jose Ramirez overall as a player. He's definitely got a little bit more speed. They're both junk kings, but somehow Jose Ramirez is a freaking stud and steals bases. It defies the laws of physics. It doesn't make any sense. He's got a beer belly and he's stealing bases. It's fucking awesome. I'd probably go him start. I'd bench Devers and I'd trade Machado. I don't know if I'm a Machado guy. I used to be when he was on the Orioles. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard some things, he's cleating people, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to go down that path of calling him a dirty player. I do like how smooth he looks out there. He gives me Anthony Rendon vibes, but I think if I could ship somebody out of those 3, I mean, I'd love to have any of them, but it'd probably be him.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think I would probably go the same way. You can't not take Jose Ramirez right now. Like, I think literally the hardest decision that all-star voters are going to have to make in either league is that third base spot in the AL. Like, Rafi Devers and Jose Ramirez are both so deserving. Those guys have honestly probably been the 2 best guys in the AL.
Literally.
So, I mean, seeing who's going to start there is going to be really interesting. Honestly, like, I think JD should be the DH, but if they had to, like, replace one of them to be a starter, I would have no problem with that. Because I think both of those guys are super deserving of a starting spot. But I would probably go the same. Start Jose Ramirez, bench Rafi, trade Machado.
Okay. Yeah. I got one for you.
Let's hear it.
You ready? I got an outfield one. Start, bench, or trade. Judge, Soto, or Trout?
That's a tough one. This
is tough because you'd start your franchise with any of these guys, right?
Yeah.
Also, Soto's hurt, so catch me crying in the corner after the show, just by myself.
Yeah, I know. Man, I mean, if we're talking long term too, like, it's hard not.
I'm talking tomorrow. I'm talking. Who are you putting in your lineup tomorrow?
I mean, right now I'm putting Judge in my lineup. As much as I hate to say it. As much as I really, really hate to say it. So I'd start him. I'd have to go bench Mike Trout just because he's the guy that's been doing this consistently for years and years. He's the guy. Like, I don't want to trade Soto, but I'm going to have to.
Damn.
I'm going to have to. Mike Trout is the guy who's been doing this consistently. He's been a victim of the voter fatigue because he really should have won MVP however many years. They just don't want to vote for him, similar to how LeBron gets treated in the NBA. But I mean, he's the guy that's doing this. I know. I don't like trading Soto, but it's what you got to do in this situation. If we're talking like a long term, though, like, obviously I would love to have Soto. Because yeah,
that's fair. Damn, that stung. Okay. Okay. Do you have any other ones? Damn, Soto getting traded, man. The youngin at the plate, biggest plate discipline of all time.
Super tough. But I actually have a turkey tosser one specifically.
Okay.
Start bench cut, Chris Bubich, Antonio Senzatella, and Kyle Bradish.
Oh my God, dude. I'm starting Kyle Bradish. Let's get that straight right off the bat. I love that dude. Senzatella and Bubic. I'm going to bench Senzatella because I think he's coming off his best career start, and based off the lines today, I think he gets a good start tonight. So I want some recency bias. I want people to think I'm smart putting him on my bench because I think he's going to be good tonight. And I'm going to trade my guy Bubic. I hate to say it. I love me some Bubic, but not today. I can't get rid of those first two guys. I can't do it. I'm surprised he didn't put Rich Hill in there, by the way.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. He can at least be good when he wants to sometimes.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, no Alejandro Kirk in these.
I mean, it's tough, honestly, because I feel like the gap between like Wilson Contreras and everybody else is pretty large. So I wasn't in there, but I feel like as far as mid-tier catchers or like good above average catchers that are kind of below him, I feel like it's kind of slim pickings, to be honest.
That's facts.
So,
I agree. I agree. Okay. Well, chat, do you guys have any? I didn't see any come up. Oh, here we go. McClanahan, Sandy, or Musgrove? Oof.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That's a tough one.
I'll let you answer that.
I mean, it's hard to not start Sandy at this point. I mean, that guy looks like the best pitcher in the league right now. Like I love some Shane McClanahan, but I can't take him over Sandy in this. Like I'm gonna trade Musgrove just because he's the guy. Like he looks fantastic this year. Don't get me wrong, but I mean we've seen what he can do long term, and it's not this. So if we see this over a larger sample size of a couple years, maybe he'll enter the conversation. But both of these guys just have so much upside for the next couple years, and obviously rest of the season. I'll start Sandy and bench Shane.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, Sandy's a must start, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're not trading Shane McClanahan. No chance. That's your guy.
I can't.
That's your guy. You can't. Get Musgrove out of here. He's overperforming.
Sandy should start in the All-Star game. I don't know what the voting's looking like right now, but if he doesn't start in the All-Star game, that's a crime.
Okay. Oh, this is a weird one. Hold on. Josh Bell, Jorge Soler, Harrison Bader. Go ahead and trade Harrison Bader. That dude can't catch a fly ball. I'll fucking start Josh Bell right now. He's having a career year. And I'll keep Jorge Soler on my bench just in case I need a home run late in the game. That's an easy one. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Love it. Here's a good one for you. Acuna, Harper, and Mookie. Good luck with that.
Oh, it's so tough. That's so tough. I mean, I'd have to go start Mookie just because he's another guy who's just been doing this. He's obviously having a pretty career start to the year this year. And he hasn't been as great as he was recently. Or as great as he has been recently, but I mean the guy's ridiculous. And I would probably go with it's tough because like I was gonna say, I'd go with Acuna just because Bryce Harper can't stay healthy, but I mean Acuna is just coming off an ACL tear too. But I don't know. I'd go with Bryce just because of the effect he has on a team. Like I feel like he brings a little more to that team. Like Acuna does fantastic things for the Braves. Don't get me wrong, but Bryce Harper is just that guy wherever he goes. So if he can stay healthy, I'm gonna go with him.
He's also locked in right now. He's absolutely locked in.
Here's a pretty good one too.
All right, what do you got?
Gonsolin, Shane Bieber, or Corbin Burns?
Good try on the Biebs spelling, but is that Patrick Corbin or Corbin Burns? It could be either one of those aces. We don't know.
Yeah, both just as good. So,
gosh, this is a really good one. I'll go ahead and trade Bieber, sell high. I still am not really sold on him with no spider tack, although he's looked great in his last couple starts. We can get to that line later, though, because that line in that Rockies game tonight is sketch. I'll trade Biebs. I will start Corbin Burns. He's still one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I will keep Gonsolin on my bench. Although that's a tough one, to be honest with you. Gonsolin's been absolutely locked.
Yeah.
But I'll start Corbin Burns and I'll keep Gonsolin on my bench. But I'll tell you right now, Corbin Burns has a short leash. Leash.
He has not had it too much as of late.
Thoughts on Brubaker over 4.5 Ks? Don't hate it.
That game has already started, so I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point.
Well, it's a good effort.
Moot point.
I am on the Pirates too. If anyone's looking for some day game action, DeGrom, Cole, or Scherzer? What are you thinking there?
Ooh. I mean, I have to start DeGrom. Like, I have to. Because when that guy's healthy, he's one of the most dominant pitchers I've ever seen. Yeah. So I'm starting him, no questions asked. I'm definitely benching, or not benching, I'm trading Garrett Cole. That's a biased take, but I'm trading Garrett Cole just because when he is bad, he's terrible. And Scherzer's kind of in the same boat of what I think about Bryce Harper. Like the overall like morale that he brings to the team outside of, you know, just being fantastic at his job. Like he is that guy as far as, you know, team morale. He is a face in the clubhouse, is a personality in the clubhouse. So like I want him on my team, especially the way that guy competes. So benching Garrett Cole or trading Garrett Cole for sure.
Yeah, I trade him off my team too. The dude's a dickhead. I don't need that type of energy in my clubhouse. The dude's a jerk. I saw a good one up here. The beer bellies. Oh. Rowdy Tellez, Danny Vogues, and Jesus Aguilar, who's still hitting. He's old as shit. This is a good one. Yeah. I don't want any of these guys. I'll be honest with you. Can I trade all three to be able to keep one of the people we just talked about? Gosh, I guess I would keep. I mean, goodness gracious. I guess I'll keep Jesus Aguilar. I feel like he's the best hitter out of these three guys. I'll start him, and I will keep Rowdy on my bench, and I'll trade Vogues. I mean, these are all the fucking same people. Like, I mean, Jesus Aguilar has a better track record and results long term, so I'll keep him. And I think if I had to pick one guy to go up there in an at bat and get a hit, I'd take Aguilar. But this one's tough. I don't want any of these guys. I'll be honest with you. I'll go ahead and answer this one real quick. I'll go ahead and start Dane Dunning. I'll keep Quantrill on my bench, and I'll trade Nestor. That was easy. No bias there at all. Such a geek. Ollie had a good one, and I fucking missed it. Where did it go? Mitch Keller, Pat Corbin, Jonah Doan. Oh, R.I.P. Jonah Doan, man, getting sent back down to AAA.
Yep, another auto feed gone.
I still don't know why he was up here in the first place, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, Joan Fudone, fade the shit out of him. The dude stunk. I'm rooting for him. I'm a Nats fan. I hope he comes back strong, but goodness gracious. I will start Patrick Corbin. He's got to come back down to earth. He actually had a pretty good start in his last outing. He's got to figure it out. I mean, we're paying him way too much money to pitch how he's been pitching. I know it's in there. I've seen it. He's got to fucking figure it out. I'll start Corbin. I'll keep Keller on my bench. Jonah Doan. Smell you later. Smell you later. This is a good one for you. Not mid-major Matt coming with the heat. That's a good one.
That's crazy. I don't like. I guess I'm just gonna have to trade Prime DeGrom, just because like I can't not keep Prime Nolan Ryan and Randy Johnson on my team. I mean, I'd probably lean Randy Johnson for starting, just because he is probably one of the most intimidating guys to ever set foot on an MLB mound. So I'd probably start Randy, bench Nolan, and trade DeGrom.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how you bench Nolan Ryan, but that's just me. Yeah. Dude is
fair.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm biased. That's my dad's favorite pitcher of all time. He's got like a bunch of cool Nolan Ryan shit in his office. The dude's a stud. I remember when he put that dude in a headlock and beat the shit out of him when he charged him out. I thought that was one of the coolest things to ever happen in baseball. Bring back the fights. Bring back the fights. I'm here for it. Honestly. I'm tired of these soft-ass benches clearing and nothing happening. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like middle school. I hate when that happens. Like these guys come out. People are sprinting out from the fucking bullpens, running out to do what? To just go like that? To just push? Either fight or don't fight. Like, I don't get it. NHL, they let him fight.
100%.
Let the kids play. Let them play. Yeah, you guys could throw in some other shit too. Gosh, I absolutely hate Coors Light. I don't know what it is. I think it tastes like metal. I like Bud Lights. I'm going to start Bud Light. I'm going to keep Miller Lite on my bench. And I'm going to definitely trade the shit out of Coors Light. I don't care what price I get for it. I cannot stand Coors Light.
Interesting.
Can't stand it. What about you?
I think out of the cheap beers, I think Miller Lite's the class. I think it is. I don't particularly care for Coors Light over Bud Light, but if I had to keep one on the bench, I'm thinking Coors.
Okay.
Taste the Rockies, man. Taste the Rockies.
Maybe that's a sign we take the Rockies to that. I love it. Okay. Cecil Fielder, Frank Thomas, and Larry Walker. My man is showing his age on this one. Holy smokes. I'm taking Frank Thomas, starting him just based off of those libido pill commercials he has on at 1 a.m. that are just absolutely hysterical when he winks at the camera and goes, yeah, your wife will like it too. And he winks, and I laugh every single time. I think it's the funniest shit ever. I'm starting him just based off of that. He also mashes home runs. I'll keep Larry Walker on my bench. That dude's versatile. Smell you later, Cecil. Cecil, you're pretty good, but your son was better and way cooler, and he was the Alejandro Kirk before Alejandro Kirk, but better. I miss Prince Fielder. He was awesome.
I'd have to agree. I don't have any deep analysis. I'm a little young to have a valid opinion on this, but I'm starting Frank Thomas and benching Larry Walker.
Okay. Baseball, college basketball, or football? Oh my gosh.
Definitely trade football off the bat.
Oy.
Those lines are too sharp.
The lines are sharp, but you can make money pretty much just strictly fading the public, in my opinion, in football. And also, I just think betting on football is absolutely electric.
It is. I think football is one of the. You could argue football is the most fun sport to watch, just because it's the least exclusive out of the three, because there's so many games in the other two. But yeah, I would definitely say my favorite to bet on is college basketball, just because there's so many. It's similar to like how I view MLB props, because there's so much value everywhere, especially in like the smaller schools, like we talk about the Southland. Like there's angles for value that the books are going to not be as sharp on, as opposed to like football when there's 16 hour many games with four sides. Like those lines are going to be super sharp. Plus, I just love rooting for the small schools like St. Peter's. Like I bet on them just because they played like every Friday on those super small, terrible slates. I bet them like every week. So I took their money line every single game in the tournament too, just because they were kind of one of my low key wagons the whole year. So I just love rooting for teams like that and betting on them.
I mean, I'm right there with you, dude. Shout out William and Mary plus 10.5 outright. If anyone remembers, only the real ones now. I'm with you. I go college basketball 1, baseball 2, football 3. I'm right there with you. What else? What else? There was another good one up here. A lot of people are doing fucking cookie butter cake. Give me a break. Ooh. You want this one?
That's a solid one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely starting Big Poppy. That's for sure.
100%.
Yeah, Big Poppy for sure. That's tough because I don't want to involve the steroid situation, but if I'm taking a guy who just his raw effect on the team, I'm probably going to bench Braun and then trade Ryan Howard. That's also a little biased because Ryan Howard was a part of the Phillies team that beat the Rays in the World Series 2008, but I'll take Braun. Roided up, though.
This is a good one for a little Commanders oriented a little bit. Jameis, Wentz, and Heineke. I'll start Wentz. How about them apples? I'm backing my guy. I think people are sleeping on him this year. People are sleeping on my mans. I think that he is going to be playing angry this year. People are shitting on him for absolutely melting at the end of the season last year. and he gets to play his old team, who decided to go a different direction twice this year in the same division. Watch out for Carson Wentz this year. I'm also hearing our draft pick, Dotson, is absolutely uncoverable. I don't know it's only minicamp, but nobody can cover this kid. He's so fast and has unbelievable hands. I was pretty shocked to see us take him in the first round, but from what I'm hearing, and I know it's early, the kid's about to be legit. So Wentz is going to have weapons. I am extremely excited for this season coming up. My hopes are too high, as they always are, with Washington. So ready to get my heart broken again and again and again and again. But I'm going to start Wentz. I'm going to keep Heineke on my bench. The dude is probably the best backup you could have. He's got absolute heart, grit. You know you're getting the effort level. He can move, and he makes plays. He has no business being an NFL quarterback. He's so small and went to ODU and was literally a backup in the XFL. And the dude went out the last 2 years and absolutely balled and showed serious heart. I love Taylor Heineke. I think he's awesome. I think he's a great story. I would love to have that guy as my backup 1,000%. I think the Commanders are blessed to have him as our backup. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get some reps if Wentz stinks. And then I'm going to trade Jameis. I don't like Jameis.
Yep, neither do I. After watching the guy for years, so frustrating to watch. It was funny because he was so predictable that we would have like our biggest, like my biggest bet like that I've ever won is from the 30-30 season. I went to the last game of the year, and me and a couple of my friends rode last touchdown pick 6. So that was legit. It was so poetic. Like literally in overtime to end the game, we get the ball first play of the overtime, pick 6. It was so frustrating.
Just unbelievable.
Exactly what was going to happen.
I mean, the dude literally all he had to do was win. I'm talking about Carson Wentz now, but all Carson Wentz had to do at the end of the year was fucking win one game in his last 2 games against 2 shit teams, and he lost to the Jags in the last game of the season. I mean, give me a break. We played the Jags week 1 too, so I'm interested to see how that goes. He has terrible career numbers against the Jags. I'm shaking.
Awful.
I'm shaking. I'll be at FedEx Field. I don't know if anyone in here has the pleasure of going to FedEx Field, but it's disgusting. Cannot wait for a new stadium. Kirk, Lamar, and Dak. This is a great one. I'm going to start Lamar. Give me a break. I'm going to keep Dak on my bench, and I'm going to trade Kirk just like the Redskins decided to go a different direction. Yeah. I think Kirk Cousins is really good, though. I think if we had Kirk Cousins last season, we probably would have made the playoffs, to be honest with you. Pretty pissed that we didn't sign him. He's good. He's good. He gets way too much crap. I mean, he's a weirdo, but he gets way too much crap.
Yeah, he's more than a serviceable quarterback. Like, I have no problems with Kirk Cousins.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Well, this brings us to the next segment. I'm going to bring on my girl, Taylor Mathis, and we're going to talk a little bit of football, too. We're going to mix some football in. We're going to talk some baseball. Shit, we might even talk a little bit of NBA, even though there's only 1 or 2 games left. So, Javon, I appreciate you as always, my man. Might bring you back in at the end, so stay around. But I'm going to bring my girl Taylor on.
Yep.
We'll be seeing you, brother. Taylor.
Hello.
How we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Awesome. Doing well. I don't know. You can see my setup. I'm running this in the kitchen until we get Studio 2 going.
I love it.
But we're making it work. We're cooking up winners in the kitchen. So whatever
exactly.
works.
Always make it work. Do whatever you got to do.
Whatever works. So for people who aren't familiar, although I'm pretty sure everyone in here knows you, where can they find you on Twitter? You know, what are you doing these days? I know you're working for Superbook, I think. But what are you doing? What are you betting on? What's going on?
So you can find me at TMath Sports on Twitter and TikTok, and then Instagram is Shy Sports Chick, like Chicago Sports Chick. I'm always like not like shy, like timid shy. Chicago Sports Shy Sports Chick over on Instagram. But yeah, I'm content hosting, reporting with Superbook. So if you've never checked out Superbook in Vegas, go check out our big, beautiful sports book. It's awesome. And I also am working for Osimo out of Chicago, doing some hosting and prop betting shows over there as well. So that is super fun. What am I betting on currently? Baseball mostly, but I feel like baseball is the most difficult thing to bet on the planet, especially as somebody who focuses on props. I'm like,
oh yeah,
K-props are clearly just not my thing. I'm like, I need to find a new method or something because whatever I'm doing is not working with that. So I'm like, maybe I need to move to total bases. I'm not really sure, but definitely betting a lot of baseball, trying to bet some NBA as the season is now coming to a close. And I wish I was more into hockey, but I'm not. So I don't really have much stake in like the Stanley Cup finals coming up at all. And then, of course, I mean, I'm ready for football season to get started, but who isn't?
Are we all? Aren't we all?
I think we all are.
Super excited. Do you bet college football too, or no?
I will say I'm like a little iffy. I bet if I'm
Okay.
going to bet college football, I'm mostly going to stick with Big Ten because I went to the
Okay.
University of Iowa. That's what I know best. So that's the area that I would probably stick to. I'm definitely not as versed in college sports as I am professional. I'm trying to get into golf betting. I didn't do well.
Okay.
I thought like for sure Scotty Scheffler, I was like, to crack the top 10 this past weekend, I was like, oh, that's an easy bet. Like it's got minus 150 odds. I'm picking something easy. I think he like tied for 14th. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I clearly need to do more research when it comes to golf before I dive into there. But I'm trying to get into golf betting.
I mean, golf is impossible, and so is baseball. Honestly, I stand by baseball. I think is the hardest sport to bet on. A lot of people think it's football. The sports books definitely have. The sports books have their sharpest people setting the lines in football. I think there's a lot of trap lines in football. So I have some success just pretty much fading the public and betting on lines that don't really make sense, taking a lot of underdogs with the points, right? So I like betting on football more, but like if you bet square, football, especially NFL, is not for you because you'll get crushed.
Right.
But baseball, gosh, baseball is tough.
I think
so many
baseball,
games.
It's like it because of the amount of games, it's like you just never know. I mean, betting the Braves right now is a solid pick, clearly.
Right.
But other than that, like if people go on hot streaks, great. People go on cold streaks, and then everybody's like, okay, today's gonna be the day the Angels are gonna win. And then that took a while. But I'm just thinking, like in my head, there is such a huge sample size of games that it's very hard to know. Like you're like, Yankees today, money line, like lock. And then, Garrett Cole comes out and gives up like 3 home runs in the first inning. Something crazy like that. You just never know with baseball. So it's always a toss up.
I've always said anyone could go out there and pitch a gem. I mean, we saw Reed Detmers on the Angels, who nobody even knows who the heck he is. He threw a no-hitter this year. And any hitter can go out there and have a day, right? Yep. Baseball is so random and inconsistent and really, really hard to bet on.
I totally agree with you.
You're not alone.
I know people that I love baseball just because baseball is what got me into sports.
Okay.
So I'm like, that is what I follow the most. But when it comes to betting, I'm like, definitely not the most profitable. Not even close.
Right. Are you a Cubs fan?
Gigantic Cubs fan. Huge Cubs fan. The Cubs have been my everything since I was like 5. I'm like, they taught me heartbreak before I even knew what heartbreak was. So I'm a gigantic Cubs fan, always have been. I grew up, my favorite players were Derek Lee, Aramis Ramirez, Moises Alou. Like those were the guys that I grew up loving on the Cubs. And then my fandom for them grew as I got older too. And I'm still so upset and heartbroken that Anthony Rizzo did not stay with the Cubs because he's my all-time favorite player. But I'm right now as a Cubs fan, we don't have that much to look forward to. We're just looking at a lot of the younger prospects to see how they're going to do. I mean, Schwindel's been looking pretty decent lately. Patrick Wisdom's all right. But other than that, what do we really have as Cubs fans? Not a whole lot.
Yeah. I mean, Contreras is really good. He's probably one of the best catchers in the league, if not the best. But I'm with you. Wisdom and Schwindel, they can swing it, but watching them play defense, it's like sticking ice picks in your eyes. I've seen those dudes have 20 errors combined this year, losing me money left and right. There's nothing worse than losing money on an error.
I can tell you a real funny story about Wilson Contreras.
Oh, please. I'm all ears.
So, okay, this is like exclusive that you're getting this right now.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever told this story. So, this was like years and years ago. I was still living back in Illinois. Contreras was on the Cubs. And I like posted something on my Instagram story, like, and tagged the Cubs players in it about like the Cup. This was probably maybe 2015. Yeah, I was living in Nebraska at the time. I was actually covering Nebraska sports and the Royals when they won the World Series that year. So super cool there. But Wilson Contreras like saw that I tagged him in this Instagram post, and then he started following me on Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like Wilson Contreras is following me on Instagram. But long story short, he consecutively like tries to stay in contact with me all the time now. So every time that he's either out here playing the Diamondbacks or he's out here for spring training, he hits me up all the time and tries to get me to like hang out with him, go for drinks. I've never gone. I'm pretty sure he might be married. So I'm like, not happening. But he seems nice. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. But kind of a funny story that he basically found me because I tagged him in an Instagram post, but now he tries to hang out with me whenever he's in Arizona. So a little weird, but I mean, hey, I guess to each their own, Wilson Contreras, but I do love him as a Cubs player.
For sure, you have to. Seems like he loves you too. You've got a tough decision. Are you getting drinks with him first? Are you getting drinks with Shelly first? Like, what do you about to do? You got a bunch of people to pick from.
I'm like, no, I don't really. I'm like, Shelly's my man. I'm waiting for him to. Whenever I come to Vegas, he better go to Vegas at the same time. So
I think he's scared. I think he's intimidated.
I think he might be scared of me too. It's okay. I'm quite a bit older than him, so I mean that might be.
No, that's not a problem. That ain't no problem. Speaking of baseball, though, Morel, really young player, center fielder for the Cubs. He's supposed to be pretty good, so you have him to look forward to. A really, really good start from Justin Steele last night, one of your young arms. So you got some decent young guys. I'm also going to be on the Cubs today.
Are you? You're going to fade the Padres today.
I'm fading them. I faded them last night. I'm going to fade them again tonight. I know the Cubs are winning one of these games this year, so I'm going to keep betting them or this series. They're going to take one from the Padres this series, so I'm going to keep betting them.
I think you might be right. Another young guy on the Cubs that I like keep telling everybody about, when he gets called up, he's going to be like one to look out for is Brennan Davis. And he's from the Scottsdale area out here. I've known him since I moved out here. Such a good guy. He's such a sweetheart. And I went to opening day of spring training out here in Mesa, and he hit a 3-run bomb at Sloan Park. Like, first at bat, he is like going to be such a talent for the Cubs. And he's somebody that I'm like, I think that people should look forward to watching because he is a good at bat, really good outfielder too. So if you're a Cubs fan, look out for Brendan Davis.
Okay. Good to know.
I think he's going to get called up this year too. He will get called up this year. Just matters when.
Yeah. They'll probably, I'm assuming you guys will be in the same boat as my Nationals and trade some guys at the deadline. And then you'll call up some of those younger dudes for the second half.
Yes.
So I guess that's one thing we have to look forward to with crummy teams, right? We get to see some of these young guys, see who's legit and who's not.
Yep. See where the potential
there's definitely better days ahead for both our squads. But at least both won rings in the last, 5-10 years, right?
That's true. I'm like, I was nervous. I was never even going to see that in my lifetime. So I'm happy about it. The curse is broken. It's so real.
But yeah, I will be on your Cubs today for better or worse. People are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm taking them. We'll see how it goes.
I don't hate it. One of my long shot futures bets, though, that I really like is the Padres to win the NL West pennant over the Dodgers. I think right now you have to look at the fact the Padres don't even have Tatis right now. And I feel like there's such an overlooked team in that division because everybody, of course, is high on the Dodgers. The Dodgers look like the best team on paper, as people have said since before the season even started. They possibly have one of the best lineups ever to be constructed in all of baseball. But I'm like, you got to look at the Padres. I'm like, Joe over there, like I think he's going to win the Cy Young this year for the NL. Like Musgrove he's killing it. And I'm just like, I think you look at the Padres as a team, I think with the odds that are there, they're tied right now, I believe, in the NL West with the Dodgers.
I just looked.
Yeah, for first place. And I think that right now, if you look at their schedule as well, they've played very, very well against teams that are below 500. And their 3 series that they have coming up are right now the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, and the Rockies. So that's looking favorable in their area, as well as they're going to play the Dodgers at the end of June. They did go 0-3 against them earlier in the season, but I feel like the Dodgers have not looked as good as of lately. So I like where the Padres are at, and I think that's a good futures pick with good value on it.
I do too. I think it's a great pick. I was talking about this yesterday with my guy Javon. I think the Padres are a great play. They are the Padres, right? They never really show us anything. They always kind of find a way to fold, kind of like the Mets. But this team is legit. And they went out, they spent a bunch of money. They spared no expense, brought in a bunch of, veteran talents. Their payroll is high as shit. So they better make a move. I love that play. I think there's serious value on it. Do I think that they'll end up, atop of the division? Probably not. But you got a really good number, I'm assuming, right? You probably got some pretty darn good odds on that. And they are tied with the Dodgers right now. And you never know. There's so many games left. I'm not rooting for any injuries, but could be some injuries on the Dodgers. They've got a bunch of veterans too. You don't know. I like that play a lot. And the starting pitching from the Padres has been so good. They've got 4 out of their 5 starters who are, top 5 in quality starts for the season so far this year, including your guy Musgrove. So do I think they're overperforming a little bit? Maybe, but they keep pitching well. And if Blake Snell can figure it out, that's going to be a pretty darn good rotation going forward.
I think so
for sure.
too.
Yeah, I
agree with you.
Are there any other MLB futures or plays you like today?
So today, I think that my top play, when it comes to props, I'm going to look at the Astros Rangers game. I'm going to go Dane Dunning over 3.5 strikeouts.
Let's go.
And again, like I said, are you not with it? Are you like, no, I'm not on it?
Do you see my little name on the? I can't even know where to point, but.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
That's my guy.
Going with that? Are you going with that today as well? My dog apparently also likes it.
You're good. And we can get a celebrity pick from the dog too if you want. But I'm a huge Dane Dunning fan. Have been all year. I fucking love this dude. He's awesome, especially at home. He's very good and underrated. I'm going to be betting on the Rangers today at home. There's some reverse line movement there. The Astros are looking a little shaky right now. The Rangers are starting to play well. I think it's a great spot for Dane Dunning. I literally tweeted out this morning, Happy Dane Dunning Day. I do it every single time he starts. It's my guy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love it then.
Timing.
You just said he's so much better at home. That was one thing I was looking at. He has a 4.41 ERA, but at home it's a 3.53. Like that's a huge, huge improvement. And he's gone over on this K prop 4 out of his last 5 games. So I think that's a good bet. And I'm liking that you're going with the Rangers too, because I'm
100%.
Right there with you then today as well. That I like that as my prop play. My play that I'm liking outright, I'm going to go Dodgers first 5 money line today. I'm like, you got Tony on the mound, 9-0-2 through the first 5 with him starting. He's had I'm like, who are they playing though today? They're playing the Angels.
Yep.
Yeah, Syndergaard. 82 plate appearances for the Dodgers against Syndergaard, and they're batting .256 against him. So I like the Dodgers in the first 5. There's better value on the money line there as opposed to the entire game. So I like Dodgers first 5 money line as well, specifically today. Other futures picks that I have, I'm like, my early pick way before the season started for the World Series was going to be the White Sox to win it all. I'm not liking that play anymore whatsoever.
You're not the only one that liked them, though. You're not the only one.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, what is just going on with them? I'm like, between the injuries, the rotation not looking near where I thought it was going to look.
Right.
Like it just like they just do not look that great. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if I feel like the Guardians could take the AL Central. I think there's a sleeper pick that could come up. That's another play I like for today too. Jose Ramirez over 1.5 total bases. I think he's hit this in 5 straight games, and I feel like he's not going to stop today. So I like that play today as well. But I liked the White Sox to begin to win the World Series. Now I feel like I'm going with like a square basic bet, and I think the best bet is Dodgers to win the World Series. If I had to pick like a long shot though,
Okay.
I'm like, I don't think Yankees would be considered a quote unquote long shot. Just because they have the best record in baseball right now. I don't know. Maybe I would say Mets or Red Sox. I mean, the Red Sox, they're just always a team. You can't count them out. The AL East, in my opinion, is the most stacked division that exists. I like put that out on Twitter actually a couple days ago, and I had people arguing with me that the AL, I'm like, I think people were saying the AL West, and I was like, no. The Astros are like, if people are really going to argue that the Angels are really still in contention, I'm sorry, they're not. But I think that you got to look at a long shot. I would probably go with the Red Sox, I guess.
Yeah.
But a square bet, I mean, best bet, I'd probably go with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Dodgers Yankees. I think I cannot stand the Yankees. I cannot stand the
Yankees or the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I rooted for the Dodgers a little bit last year because they had, half my Nats team playing for them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm with you. I think the Yankees, and I talk so much shit about the Yankees literally every day, and I fade them almost every day. But I do think that they're going to win the World Series this year. They're due. They're due. It's been 13 years. It'd be good. It's in baseball's best interest for the Yankees to win a World Series, right? Don't you think those would be some pretty good views if we saw Dodgers Yankees in the World Series?
Especially because I talk about this a lot. I grew up a huge baseball fan. I feel like it's very rare to see females that like baseball in general nowadays, because I feel like, baseball's always been known as America's pastime, but it's slightly been a dying sport as of lately. And the MLB needs to think of ways to liven it up to get the younger audience into watching and loving baseball again. And the Yankees are, of course, an international symbol of the MLB. So for them to be in a World Series, let alone win one, is probably only going to help the sport. So I could see that happening.
100%. 100%. Somebody was tripping me saying, stop hating the Yankees. I literally just said they're winning the World Series. So kick rocks. I can talk shit about them, but if I say they're winning the World Series, I'm allowed to talk shit about them in my mind.
Exactly.
And I do like that Dodgers play. I know the odds, the value isn't great, but Tony Gonsolin is so underrated still. And Syndergaard on the road, he's nothing special. I think it's a good spot.
In general, I just feel like is nothing special as of late.
Yeah, he's been pretty good at home this year. He was really struggling towards the end of his career on the Mets, a bunch of injuries and shit. To start out this season, he was pretty good, but he has been pretty shaky recently, especially on the road. So I like this spot for the Dodgers. Money line, definitely the safe play with two arms that, either one of these guys could go out there and shove. You don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But Gonsolin is unbelievable. He's so underrated. I think he's the most underrated arm in baseball. He's overshadowed by the rest of that team, right? Yep. There's Kershaw and all the position players on that team. Bueller and Urias, who are bigger names right now. But, Gonsolin is significantly better than both those guys right now. Bueller has not impressed me one bit, but I love that spot. I don't even hate, minus a half at minus 130, minus 140-ish in the first five either. I think there's good value either way. I like the Dodgers today, too. Yep. I know we got like 5 minutes-ish. I do want to talk a little bit of NFL with you. Very disappointed to hear that you're a Cowboys fan now.
Hey,
what's going on with that? You're not from Dallas?
Oh, there it is. You can't see it up here, but I've got a Cowboys helmet up here.
That's good. Keep it hidden up there. That's perfect. You don't want to show people you're a Cowboys fan. How did you become a Cowboys fan? You're from like Nebraska. What's good with that?
I'm from Illinois, but my dad is originally from Iowa. He grew up with no professional team. So back when he was a kid, the guys that were on TV were Michael Irving, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman. I was going to say Tony Romo for a second. I'm like, my dad's not that young. But he grew up watching those guys. They were like America's team, the team on national television all the time back then. He grew up a Cowboys fan. He raised me a diehard Cowboys fan. So I've been a Cowboys fan since birth. So I am not a bandwagoner.
I'll give you a pass. I've got
a legitimate reason.
That's okay. I wish I was a Ravens fan. My dad was a Redskins fan back in the day, so I got stuck rooting for them. I'm originally
See?
from Maryland, so I got kind of screwed too.
I feel
I
you.
wouldn't say you
That's how
got
it happens.
screwed. You got
I got a little bit better though because I think I'd rather be a Cowboys fan over being a Bears fan from Illinois.
yeah,
Because I mean,
The Bears
what have
are
the Bears done since '85? Nothing. And I was not,
yeah,
neither of us were
they're
even
tough.
born then. So I'm like, I would rather be a Cowboys fan than a Bears fan at this point.
Yeah, I think you guys have a good shot to win the division this year. Don't sleep on the Commanders though. Plus 500 to win the NFC East. We'll have to see. Very
One of my
underrated.
best bets for an NFL's future is for the Cowboys to win the division. I don't really think we have much competition, if I'm being honest with you. I was like, looking at the schedule, I think the Cowboys have potential to have like a 13-win season.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I'm being a little bit of a homer, a little bit of a bandwagoner, and probably upping the potential at wide receiver right now. We don't have as many options. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's going to be our go-to guy, but I like the Cowboys to win the division. I like the Cowboys to still make the playoffs this year. I don't think we have too much competition really to look forward to. I'm sorry, I don't think your Commanders are going to be that great this year.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. I said earlier I'm ready to get my heart broken again, so we'll have to see. But you never know. I think there's been like 13 years in a row where we haven't had a repeat winner of our division, which is super weird.
Yeah.
A division that used to be, the best around, and now, they're kind of getting chirped for the
Very
quality
true.
of play. We'll have to see what
Very
happens.
true.
I think the Eagles made some moves, although they don't really scare me. Their quarterback can't really throw, so we'll have to see.
Jalen Hurts is one of those guys that I think this will be a year to really see what kind of potential he has for the Eagles.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. I actually really like him though. So I'm like, I hope he plays decently well.
I had him in fantasy last year. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable fantasy quarterback. He's a runner, right? He's incredible, with his legs, but I need to see more out of him throwing the ball. I mean, they just got A.J. Brown, so that should help.
Right.
Although I kind of hope it doesn't. I'm sure you do too because you're a Cowboys fan.
Exactly.
So I don't think either of us are rooting for the Eagles to do well.
Exactly. I think my favorite NFL futures play, though, that I like right now is Derek Carr to lead the league in passing yards.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm going with that. It's a long shot, but I really like it. I mean, you got to look at the fact that as an organization, they've made a lot of change-ups since last season. They went through so much turmoil last year on and off the field. I'm like, this year, maybe they've got things, rewired, reworked. We got a new head coach, new GM. They went out, they got Devontae Adams. I think that's going to be like, who has Derek Carr really had to throw the ball to that's been elite in his career?
Hunter Renfrow.
Like, come on. I'm like, you know what I mean? Devontae Adams, that's a huge upgrade. To go out. Who else? I'm like, who am I missing too that they got? Chandler Jones. I mean, you've got pass rush now too. That's only going to help out Derek Carr. I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to go out and win the Super Bowl or anything like that, but I think he's going to have the most passing opportunities, and I think he's got, the best wide receiver in the league.
They've got Darren Waller too, the tight end, who's an absolute beast. They're going to be their defense.
Plenty of options to throw the ball to. So I like him. I think it's at plus 1,200 right now for him to lead the league in passing yards. So that's one of my favorite NFL futures. And then I said Cowboys to win the division. That one's not as spicy because they're favorited to win the division right now. Another play that I like though is on win total, Chiefs under 10.5 wins. I think they have an extremely difficult schedule this year. Before their week 7 bye, they already have to play the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Colts, the Bucks, the Raiders, the Bills, and the 49ers. I mean, that is not an easy schedule. And if you look at where the Chiefs sat last year before week 7, they were 3-4 before they went on an 8-game win streak. They have a really tough schedule after the bye too. And I feel like for the first time, they got rid of Tyreek Hill. They're not going to be as up to par. I just think the Chiefs are going to go under. I think this total's too high for them this year. So also, I think that's at plus 105 right now. So you have plus money on that as well.
I love that play. It's definitely a contrarian take, right? Not many people out there taking the Chiefs under, but we'll see how they do without Tyreek Hill. And I do really like that Derek Hill take two, or Derek Carr, sorry, because their defense isn't great. So they're going to be throwing the ball, playing from behind in a lot of their games. And they've got, three great weapons now, and Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, who's actually good. I don't understand him, but he's unbelievable. And Devontae Adams even said the dude has like the best footwork he's ever seen. And that's coming from Devontae Adams, who is known to have some of the best footwork and best route running in the league. So mad respect for them. I think that they're an underrated team and a sleeper pick to go far this year as well. Very, very sharp. Love it. Taylor, we have about a minute here. Let the people know, if they weren't on earlier, where can they find you? And where can they find your props, like your awesome Dane Dunning strikeout prop that's going to smack today? Super stoked you said that.
The K prop today. I just know it. We're getting it. If you guys want, you can follow me over on Twitter at Team S Sports. TikTok is Team S Sports as well. And then I said Instagram, Shy Sports Chick, like Chicago Sports Chick. And then most of my plays, when it comes to content and everything like that, you're going to find over at Awesemo and Superbook as well. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Taylor, we'll have to do this again, closer to NFL season. Maybe have you on with some more props and futures and plays for week one. This was awesome. I really appreciate you coming on, getting the day started right for everyone on here. Thanks again for coming on.
Seriously. Thank you so much for having me. Loved it.
For sure. We'll do it again. Taylor, take care. Have a good rest of your day, okay? Good luck on your bet.
Bye.
And let's go Dane Dunning. Let's go get it, my man.
Go Dane Dunning.
Dane Dunning. He's
We're
awesome.
getting it today. I feel it.
We're getting it. All right. See you guys.